I do have a sunburn. I am sorry. Hey everyone. I am generally not a very good sleeper, but recently I have slept worse than normal. And if any one of you has ever experienced a period of sleep deprivation, you know that concentration is the first thing to go. So I've been binging short non-fiction audiobooks because I had trouble concentrating on stories. So let's look at the books I listened to. The first one was the 3-Day Effect. And this is one of the May Audible originals that you can get for free, if you remember, at audible.com. So I went into this knowing nothing, and it's interesting. I really like this audiobook for the amount of interviews. This book is basically looking at the effect being in nature has on your brain. So the author is going on 3 different trips with 3 different groups and has interviews with the participants and also doing some research and science stuff. I think it's very light, and the study groups are not really big enough to have concise effects, and I don't care, because I thought it was a very interesting idea to look into. It was rather interesting to hear the stories of the people, and also it was interesting to see how they experienced it. So even if there's not hard science to back up the fact that you have real effects for everyone, I think going out in nature and experience nature can help you. So this is something, it's interesting, and it was a very fun, fast book. I wouldn't really like reading the story, I must admit, because there's a lot of repetition and foreshadowing, which is okay in an audiobook form, but for a 3-hour audiobook, the narration itself must have been rather short, and in book form, that would be too much repetition for me. The next book I listened to, I heard someone talk about, but I forgot who, sorry. So this is all about the one thing, to concentrate on one thing and to gain success. I was curious about this because the person I saw review it really liked it and thought it was very interesting. I think it is interesting. I really like the structure of the book and the focus on the one thing and the effects it had, and also the experience the author has with this and how he explains how he got to this idea and the effect it had on his job and his life. But I quickly realized that I have different ideas than the author. For one, I'm not really that much striving for excellency and greatness, which is something he really repeats. If you want to be great, excellent, and extraordinary, you have to focus on the one thing, which I don't really care that much about that. So that's one thing. Another thing is that I don't really think in bad and good in some things. There were examples where healthy eating is better for your brain than chocolate, and I'm like, it depends on the situation. You cannot say particularly, don't eat chocolate. Why are you alive if you deny yourself things that are not harmful, but also make you feel good? So there's a point where I'm in a lot of things where he said, this is bad, do this. I'm not particular on that side, but that's a personal thing. Another personal thing was inflexibility. There was a lot about scheduling and being protective about your time blocks, and while I do agree that you need to protect your me time, your time you'd set aside for doing something, I strive with flexibility. One of my strengths is that I'm very flexible and able to switch between tasks very fast. And I do feel cornered in if I cannot do that. One of my biggest problems with my current job is that I'm fixed for hours at work, where I'm not flexible to decide I do this now or I do that outside of work. And that is stressful for me. So voluntarily applying this inflexibility to my life would also not work. But I can see how it can help others who have the problem of concentrating and focusing on tasks and don't really know where they are. So I don't think it's a bad book. I think it's something that's not working for me. I really like the audiobook though. It was really nice to listen to. And that already brings us to the last audiobook I listened to, which is Stoicism. This is basically 2 short books in one. It was very easy to listen to, but I don't think it's workable as an audiobook. The books are similar in their structure. you get some history and basic information on Stoicism, and then you get Stoic exercises. Lists and lists of that. So it's very nice to listen to the lists, but when you actually want to work and do the exercises, I think you need the book. But the audiobook is so easy to listen to in the background when you cannot focus that I can see myself listening to it again. Overall, I really enjoyed the narration on all of the audiobooks. I think I got out of the books what I wanted, something to listen to. I learned something, even if I don't want to apply all of it, but it really helped me. And yeah, maybe this is something for you too. And if you do know short nonfiction audiobooks that you thought were interesting, leave them in the comments for me, because I will have another bad bout of sleep. Thank you all for watching, and let's talk nonfiction audiobooks. Bye bye.